Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be introducing you to one of my friends. Her name is Shirya. As I'm very inspired about her dance journey, I wanted to interview her. So let's start with the question number one. Tell me something about yourself and your journey towards your dancing.
Hi guys, I'm Shirya. So just a little introduction. I am about to be a junior at IU Bloomington. I major in neuroscience, and when it comes to dancing, I have been doing it for as long as I can remember. I think I started around 8 years old, so it's been a very long journey, and I recently just finished my Arrangatum, so it's been a very big full circle for me in terms of classical dancing. But I haven't just been doing classical dancing. I've also done different styles of dances like hip hop, contempt, kuthu, bhangra. I'm on a dance team actually at IU, so I've continued my dancing outside of classical. But yeah, when I look at my dance journey, I am very proud of myself because I know how long it took me to get to this point. And I will say in the beginning, I was not very passionate about dance. Just because I started at a very young age and I didn't know what I liked and disliked about it, what made me inspired about it. But now that I'm older, I've come to love it, and I am going to continue dancing for as long as I can.
Okay. So, second question. In your opinion, what is the most important aspect of classical dance?
Okay, well, that's a very tough question. But from what I can say with my experience is that I think that your passion is a very big one. I think as a dancer, I love performing, and my love for performing is what makes me want to showcase my talent and my skills with classical dancing, as well as convey the historical significance as well as the cultural significance that comes around it. Classical dancing is more than just steps that are coordinated together with music. There's mudras, which is like your hand movements, and then your expressions or abhinayas, and like all of that ties together to tell some sort of story. And there is a cultural context with it, which I don't know everything about, so I still have a lot to learn, but I do think all of these little things do play a very big role. What?
Third question. We all know that classical dance requires years of training and dedication. Can you tell me something about your personal journey and what motivated you to pursue this as an art form?
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, I started dancing at a very young age at 8, and I will say at 8 I didn't exactly know why I liked dancing or what I liked about it. It was just some hobby that I just started. So it's been a very slow burn into my passion for dancing and why I decided to pursue it. But over time, I think I started to fall in love with it. I got better at it, so that also really helped with liking the style. But I also made friends with it. I made a community, and there was a lot of cultural aspects to it that tied me back to my identity and with my family as well. And so there's that. I performed at functions and at events, and when you share something that you're passionate about, or you're becoming to be passionate about with a greater audience, you start to fall in love with it more. So that was also a big part of it. And I think I also love just performing on stage. I realized that it's something that I am happy about. I felt like I thrived on stage a lot when I went and performed on it, and so that was another reason why I continue to pursue it as long as I have right now, and I still want to continue to pursue it even after I have finished my Arrangatum and everything. So yeah, that's why I decided to pursue it.
So, when we watch the classical dance performances, we are often memorized by the hand gestures and expressions. How important it is to have a strong understanding of the cultural context and meaning behind these movements?
Okay, so that is a really good question. So I do think that cultural context and significance with the hand movements and the facial expressions is really important. We actually make sure that it's a very big part of our dance because it incorporates a story, and we make a story out of it. And so we're conveying some sort of message or meaning to the audience while we're performing. And we do break down the steps and the mudras and the facial expressions so the audience can understand. So even if you don't have the cultural context of what we're trying to convey, you can understand it based on the actions that we're doing and the facial expressions that we're doing. So I do think it plays a very important role. But on top of that, I do think it really ties into just my heritage. There's, like for my Arangetam, for example, I did one of my pieces over Jagannath and Rath Yatra, and that is a very big thing for the Odia community, which is what I'm a part of. And so I conveyed that story through my dancing, my facial expressions, and the mudras, and the audience could understand the story of the Bhagwan that we pray to very well through that. So yeah, it does play a very big role.
Okay, next question. How did you manage your studies and dance practices and dance shows when you're in high school and college?
Okay, so basically, like, the main thing that I did was have a very structured schedule. I prioritized the tasks that I needed to get. If I had any tests, I would study them in advance. In between practices, I would study as well. And so that is kind of how I managed my time when it came to my rehearsals and then my academics and everything, and anything else outside of academics that I had to do. But because I did really love dancing, I tried to make it work as best as possible, especially with college and stuff. I had very long rehearsals and things, but you know, you just gotta do what you gotta do. So the main thing I did was just be diligent about it.
So, next question. I saw your dance and your performance the other day. Can you tell me how many days or months have it taken for you to practice for the show? And how did you manage to complete your deadlines in your college or high schools?
Okay, so for the Arangetam that you saw, it's a pretty big process just because it's a very big deal in the classical dance community. So I did start learning the dance around like a year and a half ago. So every week I would be on Zoom because I was in college, and my teacher or my guru would be teaching me a couple, like, you know, 30 seconds or a minute of each, like the dance, and then from then on is when I like learned everything. But my very big training for the actual performance happened in May. So when I came back from college, from May till like June end, which is around when my Arangetam happened, is constant rehearsals because they had to fix everything and we had to learn steps and do everything. So there were a lot of rehearsals, a lot of hours invested, but it did work out. And I was taking summer classes as well. So again, it was just a matter of like being structured, being organized, prioritizing what I needed to get done. I will say stress was a very big motivator because I didn't want to fail, obviously, in both the things. So all of that together is what really made it successful. And I will have to thank my gurus as well, because if it wasn't for them, like, this would not have happened in any way. So they were very on top of it as well.
That's really an inspiring thing, because the other day when I saw your Arangetam, it was really awesome. Though I wasn't able to like stay up to the last, I could able to see half of your performance, and I was so inspired. And I was like, how could you just do it like that? Like, how did you manage to remember all the steps though?
Well, it like becomes muscle memory. Like once you just practice so much, when the music turns on, it just like automatically starts. Like you know exactly what you have to do. I will say, because there were so many dances, there were times I would like forget the steps. But again, it wasn't because like I didn't know it, but because like, you know, it kind of all like mixes together in your head. But again, it was just a lot of practice to make sure that it didn't happen. But yeah, it was very muscle memory.
Okay. So how many performances like have you done in that Arangetam?
So in the Arangetam you do 9 dances.
Okay.
There's most of them are choreographed, or 8 of them are choreographed by your guru, and then the last one was choreographed by me or the guru. But in my case, my guru also choreographed my dance. But yeah, there's 9 dances in total.
Oh, nice. Would you be able to explain that 9 dances, or
I can,
like maybe not 9, but like at least 5 or 3?
Yeah, I can explain maybe like what each dance was. The first dance was over Ganesha.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my Puspanjali. The second dance was Alaripu. That was just a very like classic kind of dance style that everyone does. My third one was, oh my god, I know I did it like a month ago, but like, hold on. Third one was Saraswati. Yeah, it was Saraswati. No, sorry, that was my fourth one. My third one was over Ramakotvam. So third one was Ramakotvam, fourth one was Saraswati. Fifth one was my Varnam. So the Varnam is like the big one. It's like 30 minutes long. This is the one that like takes a lot of work actually, because the orchestra team is involved. It's a live orchestra, so they have to like sing the songs and they have to make up the lyrics and everything. Yeah, and there's drama and yeah, it's a whole big deal. But that was very fun. My seventh one was a Krishna Kriti. It was like a very expressive piece over Krishna and him as a person, with him stealing butter and like his stories and with his mom and everything. It was like a whole deal. And then the seventh one was Shiva. It was a Shiva dance. The eighth one was a Tilana. And then the ninth one was the like sort of surprise elemental kind of dance. So I did like a shadow dance over like the Devi.
Till now, how many shows have you done and what is your journey behind those shows?
Okay, so I have done a good number of them. So I've done just, you know, your typical recitals that you always see at the end of each year. But some main ones that I've done is I went to Orlando. I went to Disneyland for a performance there. And then I did one at Carnegie. I also did one in Chicago. There was like ambassadors from India that had come and everything, so that was a big deal. I had done one for this like business council, so there was a lot of different like businesses there, and we performed as well. Let's see. I've also performed in like Michigan and Tennessee. That was from a college dance team. We competed in like the circuit, and we went to those states to perform. But yeah, I think those were some of my like big ones.
Last and final question. Can you tell me one advice for the people who are interested to do classical dance, and one quote to people who are motivated to dance but unable to start the dance?
Okay, so that's a really great question. For those that are like unmotivated to dance but like want to really do it, I do think that you can start anytime and anywhere. I don't think age or your ability to dance, or if you think you can't really dance but you want to, I don't think any of that really has a factor, because everyone has a starting point. And so just start. Seriously, it's that simple. Like, just start. And you can start off easy. Start with the basic steps and then move further and further, because no one is going to be amazing at it from the start. So like, have baby steps, and maybe you'll learn to love it, or maybe it'll be like a thing where you're like, oh, I tried and you know, it's just not for me. So make that decision maybe after you give it a shot, but I don't think you should hold yourself back based on any of these other outside factors. If you really have a passion for it and you want to give it a shot, I think you should, you know. And then I wouldn't say I really have like a quote or anything, but for those who are also like just motivated to dance, please continue. I think it is such an amazing thing that you have found a passion. So I think that continuing it is a very awesome job. Like, even getting yourself to that practice or getting yourself to even start is already a really big first step. So I hope that everyone has an amazing journey in their own little dance career. Yeah.
I will be also posting a video that my friend has made the Arangitam on. So you can check out that video and enjoy. Thank you, Shirya, for giving me your best interview. It is a really, really inspiring interview, and I hope this video reaches to people, and I hope this inspires other people too. And have a wonderful day, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't. And signing off, Prashanti.